With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
The distance between the point of suspension and the center of gravity of a compound pendulum is L, and the radius of gyration about the horizontal axis through the center of gravity is K. Then its time period will be. So, in the question, we are talking about a compound pendulum. So, in this compound pendulum, the center of gravity is at a distance L from the point of suspension, and the radius of gyration, that means this, the radius of the circle along which this compound pendulum is oscillating, is K at the center of gravity. Now, since we are already talking about center of gravity, what I can do is I can assume all the mass of this rod to be concentrated at the center of gravity. So this rod setup can get simplified in the sense that the weight of this rod will be acting only at, can be considered acting directly at the center of gravity mg, and it will be the only force that is acting here. So if I try to calculate the torque at the point of suspension due to this weight, this torque will be equal to mg into the distance, that is L, and if this angle is theta, then mgl sin theta will be the torque, because we know we need to take the component for torque that is perpendicular to the radius at which it is acting. So it will be mg sin theta. So torque becomes mgl sin theta. Now, since this is a compound pendulum, I can assume that this theta will be a very small number. So if theta is very small, I can say that sin theta will be approximately equal to theta, which means the torque will be equal to mgl into theta. Let's mark it as equation number 1. Now, another method of calculating torque is that torque is equal to I times alpha, where I is the moment of inertia and alpha is the angular acceleration. The moment of inertia along this axis, that is point P, and if this was point O, the axis PO will be equal to I is equal to ml square, that is the length of this rod which is acting. It will be only up until the center of gravity point, plus IC. IC from parallel axis theorem will be the moment of inertia along an axis parallel to the axis of oscillation and passing through the center of gravity. So that means IC will be equal to m, and since the radius of gyration at center of gravity was k, so IC will be equal to mk square, which means the net moment of inertia will be equal to m into k square plus L squared. So that means torque is equal to m into k square plus L square into alpha. This is equation number 2. From 1 and 2, I can equate the values of torque, and I get m times of k square plus L square into alpha is equal to mgl theta. M and m get cancelled. Alpha is equal to gl upon k square plus L square into theta, and we know that alpha can be written as omega square times theta. So that means if I compare this equation with the standard equation of angular acceleration, I get omega square is equal to gl upon k square plus L square, and which means omega is equal to GL upon K square plus L square to the power 1 by 2, and omega itself is equal to 2 pi upon the time period of oscillation T. So I can put that value here, and I get time period of oscillation T is equal to 2 pi K square plus L square upon GL to the power 1 by 2. So the time period of oscillation for the given setup will be 2 pi K square plus L square upon GL. That means option number 2 is the correct answer.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.